Like Bohn joined now by the newest member of the UFC roster, Reinier de Ridder. Man, this is big news. People very excited when this news came out earlier in the week. Just tell me, I guess, when this all started coming together and how excited you are for this finally to be public.
Yeah. So I'm excited, but I've known for a little bit already, of course. So I kind of told my friends and family, so they all knew. And now it's just a lot of messages from everybody. Everybody wants a piece of me. It seems like.
Yeah, it must feel good to be wanted, though, right? Because you've kind of been
Yeah,
quiet
yeah,
for a little bit
yeah.
the past months.
But it's nice to put the phone away a little bit sometimes as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess can you tell me how this came together? Because obviously we know what you've done in one, and then you had the fight in UAE Warriors, and I don't know, there was seemingly some stuff going on in the background, and no one really knew what your next move was going to be. So can you walk us through how this happened?
Yeah, I don't think I can tell you guys everything right now. A lot of stuff happened, and um, thankfully everything fell into place. We had a plan, and it all worked out. Basically, um, I've had like a lot of good things happen to me at the time that I spent with one. I've had amazing opportunities with him, and it's been it was very good for a long time, and it hasn't been so good for a little while as well. But maybe one day I'll talk a little bit more about it. But for now, I'll keep my cards a little close to my chest, if you don't mind.
No, of course, totally fair, man. Especially if there's a legal element involved and stuff like that. So, um, but like for the UFC, I mean, was this something that you were hoping to always, be part of at some point in your career? You mentioned the game plan there. Was that a game plan that was recently formed, or was this the whole career game plan from early on?
Nah, I've always like taken it like one step at a time, and but UFC has always been in the back of my mind. Yeah, like every fighter, I'm not that special in this regard. It's always like that. They can offer you twice the money somewhere else, but everybody still wants to come to the UFC, right? We're all just dummies, to be honest. But um, but yeah, so the plan was to get a fight there, UAE, get it done quick, as worked out, thankfully. Then get the ball rolling and sign with the UFC. And I'm very happy that this fight got offered to me right away. I've had a little bit of an opportunity to train with Gerald in Miami. He has, of course, a big track record in the UFC. I think he even has like most finishes or most submissions in the UFC, something like that.
Yeah.
So good one to kick this run off with, and hopefully I'll finally get the activity I'm craving.
Yeah, is that like one? And we'll talk about Gerald in a second, but is that one of the big upsides of the UFC? Is like knowing that they are going to have 43 events of a year, they are going to have 12 fights a card, and there is going to be room for you when maybe in some other organizations it's less sturdy. You could maybe say.
Exactly, that's exactly it. There's a lot of guys, a lot of opportunities, a lot of opposition, um, and there's a lot of chances to grow, and that's what I'm here for. I wanna choke all these guys out, to be honest.
How did you decide that you were going to fight at middleweight as opposed to 205? Was there much of a decision, or did you always feel that 185 was the right move?
Yeah, like I'm basically like 210, walking around, like eating like my normal diet and training like normally. So it will be like a very small cut to go to light heavyweight. And to middle is a bit of a harder cut, but if I diet for a couple of weeks and then do a good weight cut, then it'll be doable. So yeah, middleweight it is, and maybe down the line some light heavyweight action as well. We'll see how it all goes.
Yeah, and was Gerald like the only opponent and the main opponent they offered to you? You were right. He just in his last fight broke Anderson Silva's record for the most finishes in middleweight history, and then he's held the record for most submissions for several years now.
Yeah, so crazy, right? Crazy to get that shot. And he's a good guy. I met him there. He teaches a jiu-jitsu class in Henry Hof's gym. And I was actually planning to spend some time there working my camp for my debut. But that didn't work out, of course. I don't think they'll have me right now. So I sent Henry a message. I'll come out next time. Um, yeah, they offered me this. I said yes right away. I'm very happy with the matchup. And then hopefully, I don't know what's next, but maybe they have an event shortly after and I can get another one. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Gerald, I guess, when you're thinking about the fight and how you need to approach it, this guy can get the hell beaten out of him and he's still dangerous. He'll still submit you even when it seems like he's this close to losing. So in your approach, you need to be like very cautious and intelligent and use all your fight IQ in a fight like that, knowing that even if you have him hurt, you need to be careful and he's dangerous.
Nah, I don't know. I'm always looking for the finish, right? So it's usually just guns blazing, take him down, try and choke him out. Um, and that's I guess that's normally the game plan. So I don't think I'll change that too much. But as you said, yeah, he can really take a punch, and he's always dangerous. He has a mean left hook. It might look a bit sloppy sometimes, it might look a bit awkward sometimes, but he's very effective with what he does. We've had some fun sessions there in Miami, so yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you mentioned maybe winning this fight and hopefully getting back to something quick. What do you want the career to look like here? Because, you know, for people who maybe are unfamiliar with you, you are 34 years old. You've had 2 division champion and 1 championship. But, you know, I assume you're not here to waste any time. And when, you know, we reported your signing, people are like, put him in there against Israel Adesanya right away, like mentioning all these
Exactly,
big names
exactly.
here in
That's
10
what.
years. How many wins do you think you need before they start offering you fights like that?
Like right now, let's go. I'm ready. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm here for. Be so cool to finally get a shot at those guys. They've been
Yeah.
around for so long. I've been around for a little while now as well, so be very cool to finally get a chance to fight those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you make of the current champion, Dricus Du Plessis?
Yeah, I've known Dricus for a long time because I have fought like I think my 8th pro fight or my 7th pro fight. I fought there in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Flew out and fought at EFC while he was a champion. So I was trying to get a fight with him at the time, but I think he was just like moving on to KSW at that point. So that didn't happen. I've trained with him a little bit at Sanford as well, at Henry's place. Yeah, kind of like what I just said about Gerald goes for him as well, right? It looks very awkward, and this is what I got from sparring with him as well. He kicks from crazy angles. His legs are in a weird position, but he kind of gets you with it sometimes. And he's kind of like Gerald as well, very durable. Can take a hell of a punch at the as we saw in the Strickland fight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, we'd be cool, man. Just maybe Adesanya, Dricus, Strickland, all of them. Why not?
Yeah, you want to mix it up with all those guys. It's nice to be,
Yeah,
part of the party, right? Instead of looking at it from across the.
finally. Instead of always looking in.
Yeah. And I guess this last thing, I know you got the kids waiting and stuff like that. You got to get out here quick. But for people who maybe haven't seen you, and if you haven't, go watch your highlight reels on YouTube. One has a great one up on their page. But like, what do you want the people to know about you that maybe if someone isn't familiar with your story, your fighting style, anything like that, that they should know going into November 9th?
Um, don't look at too much. Just let me surprise you. I think I can beat anybody on the planet. I'm gonna be coming forward. Maybe hit him with a couple good shots, take him down, choke him out, have a little party in Las Vegas, and then be back at it, back ready to go for the second one.
Yeah. Hopefully in front of a crowd at the second one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the Apex would be fun as well. I'm looking to check out training there at Extreme Couture, so maybe I can't really say too much about Sean Strickland. Uh,
He'll
uh,
say plenty about you, I'm sure, if you train with him.
yeah, of course, of course. It's all good. And check out the PI, all the wonderful stuff that they offer. Man, it's finally here, and I want to take it all in and make a little bit of a splash.
Yeah, man. I think you got what it takes to do that. I appreciate you taking the time, man. I think a lot of people are excited by this news. You don't see too often the UFC just signs fighters outright. It's usually through Contender Series or whatever these other means now. So I think that goes to show what they think of you. So congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you. Let's keep in touch, Mike.